you doing, guys? Drayson here with SportPerformanceU. I'm going to talk to you about a couple things you might want to do with your quarterback before you start trying to develop certain skills. A lot of times when we work with a quarterback, we kind of take it for granted that he can do things like get his elbow into the position that we wanted, or he can get the separation between the hips and shoulders that we've been talking about in our videos. So we're going to show you a couple tests we can do to figure out whether or not your quarterback really is ready to take on those mechanic challenges, or if he's got to do a couple things biomechanically within his body to allow him to do those things. So the first thing we'll talk about is the separation between the hips and shoulders, because we've been talking about that a lot in our videos. We do want to see when a quarterback throws a football that when they go to throw, their shoulders stay relatively in place to start, but their hips rotate out in front. And the fact of the matter is, not every quarterback is quite capable of that yet. So one quick test, or a number of different tests you could do, but we're just going to take one that looks what we call thoracic rotation. All you're going to do is have the quarterback take a half-kneeling position. Okay, make sure his chest stays nice and tall. We want his knees and ankles and hips all in line with each other. And you're just going to have him take a dowel or a bar of some sort. You can use a broomstick if you're at home. And just have him put it on his back. Try to keep it nice and low on the shoulder so the broom stays straight. All you're going to do is just tell him to turn towards the knee that's in front. So, since my left knee's up, I'm going to turn towards my left knee, and I'm going to try to stay nice and tall. As I do so, you should take a look at the bar. What you're going to want to see in the bar is a quarterback who gets at least 45 degrees of rotation. 45 degrees of rotation is really the bare minimum. Ideally, they'd get up closer to 60 or more. Right now, they have the ground to help them stabilize, so it's going to make it a lot easier for them to get that rotation. So this should be able to get them a lot more rotation than they would if they were just naturally standing. If a kid can't get more than 45 degrees, he's probably going to have trouble separating his hips from his shoulders when he goes in a throwing motion. Obviously, when you do one side, make sure you go ahead and test the other. Put the other knee up, switch sides, have them rotate in towards the front knee, make sure that they can get 45 degrees of rotation. Okay? The other thing you might want to test is how much of what we call external rotation the shoulder has. When we go to throw a football, we do a lot of what we call external rotation with our arm and kind of lay our arm back. One way to test external rotation is just to do basically a standing 90-90 test. All you're going to do is just stand nice and tall, have the young man look straight ahead, and he's just going to hold his arms up at 90 degrees. Okay, he's got 90 degrees between his body and his arm, and 90 degrees from the arm down to the forearm. He's going to stand up nice and tall, and all you're going to do is just have him keep his elbow in place, and he's going to rotate his right arm back as far as he can. What you're going to want to see there is the arm go past the spine angle. Some people will tell you want it to go past vertical. That's not necessarily accurate, because you'll see a lot of kids do is when they try to bring that arm up, they'll begin to arch their back. So what we want to see is where the forearm gets relative to the spine. So nice and tall, rotate that arm back, make sure the forearm rotates further back than the spine. Okay? Those are just a couple of tests. There's a lot of different tests you can do. But those are just two real simple tests you can do to take a look at the athlete and see if he can really do the things that within throwing mechanics he's going to want to be able to do. Thanks for checking in with SPU. Be sure to check out our website at SportPerformanceU.com.